Hello, hello. Can you hear me? Let me see here. Let me make sure you guys can hear me. Make sure it's started. Is it starting? Hello? Oop, I think it is. Can you hear me? Make sure it's started. All right. Hi, I am Lisa with lisaemery.com. And today I wanted to show you how I cold market prospect on Facebook. So I've got some slides that we're going to go through first, and then I'm actually going to take you to Facebook with me, okay, and show you some tricks. So let me share my screen. And present to everyone. And come on over here. And hopefully you can see that. We've got some comments over there. So it should be playing now, Rudy. Okay, so let's get started. I know that your time is very valuable, and so I don't want to waste any time. I want to get started right off the bat. I appreciate you spending some time this afternoon with me, and I think you're going to learn some cool stuff. I'm pretty excited. This training's going to be a little different than some of the trainings I've done in the past, where I just show you slides and I just talk to you. In this training, I'm actually going to take you to my Facebook page and show you some things that I do. So what we're going to talk about today is how to cold market prospect on Facebook. You're going to learn the 3 simple steps to cold market prospecting on Facebook and how you can quickly and easily turn your cold market warm, even if you're brand new. Okay, so before we get started here though, I'm just curious, what would it feel like if you had new leads and sales coming into your business every single day on autopilot? What would your business look like if you attracted just 1 leader into your business this month? And what would happen if you hit your company's leaderboards and were recognized by your company on a monthly basis? What if you replaced your current income and had unlimited freedom? How would that feel? What would it feel like if you had people reaching out to you every single day that wanted to work with you? What would that be worth to you? Listen, if you have ever struggled to find the time to work enough hours and reach enough people to hit your financial goals, and you feel like you're missing something to get the results that you desire, I know exactly how you feel. I am a wife and a mother. I'm a fitness instructor and a former healthcare worker. And most important, I am a recovering spammer. This is the embarrassing part of my story. When I turned to social media to build my business, I did everything wrong. I didn't know it at the time. I did everything that I was told to do. I posted my business and opportunity all over Facebook, before and after pictures, all about my product. I mean, that's all you saw on my timeline. I sent those messages to people without, I didn't send them to new people, just my friends, but, without reconnecting, without even asking them really how life is. I just sent messages about my business. They join my business, try my product, until my friends and family wanted to unfriend me and block me. And I did. I lost some friends and I had some family members that blocked me. So I was tired and I was frustrated because I was working countless hours, but I wasn't getting any results for my efforts. So I was ready to quit. But then my business and my life changed. I discovered a better way to market myself and my business. And finally, all the pieces began to fall into place. So my life now is very different. I've had the opportunity to train with some of the best in the industry, including Ray Higdon, Diane Huckman, Todd Falcone. We live in Northern California. We have a houseboat on Lake Shasta. So as long as I have my mobile device with me, I get to work in one of the most beautiful settings in our country. I've made it onto our company leaderboards. There you see a picture of me on stage with Kate McShay. I've generated 130 leads in one day. I've actually beat that now. I've generated 1,500 leads in 1 week. So made it to the top of our leaderboards, which is pretty cool because we have some pretty big wigs in this company. So that was pretty cool. So you're probably wondering whether or not this training is for you. Well, if you're a business owner and you want to build your unique brand online, then this is for you. If you want to stop chasing people to buy your products, this is for you. If you want to get more leads, customers, and sales online, then this is going to be for you. If you've seen people making full-time incomes leveraging the internet, and deep down you know that if they can do it, you can too, you are absolutely right. If you want to get endless leads online, this webinar could save you years of wasted time and hundreds of thousands of dollars in business mistakes that most entrepreneurs make when they come online. If you've tried to market yourself online and you failed, take a breath of fresh air because it's not your fault. With all the hype and ridiculous bogus marketing claims, overwhelming information online today, it's amazing that anyone can figure this out. And you know what? I applaud you for not throwing in the towel because that takes guts, passion, and dedication, and you've earned my respect. Look, I get it because I have been there, trust me. I struggled to build my business online. I accumulated over $15,000 of debt trying to build my business online, and I felt beaten, broken, and lied to. And frankly, it sucked. I remember trying to get leads, bugging friends and family, cold calling, approaching strangers at the grocery store and the mall, home parties, spending hundreds of dollars on events, business cards, newsletters, and flyers. Imagine for a minute that type of life, day in and day out, unable to get consistent leads to build my business. I had no idea what I was going to do. I had the dream to make a better life for myself and my family, but I was unable to figure it out. So as you can imagine, I was in massive pain. But not to worry, because by the end of this webinar, you will feel better. You will have answers, real answers, on how you can get unlimited leads for your business. Imagine what it would feel like to uncover a real blueprint and proven roadmap to get leads for your business every day. I know what you're thinking. Could this really be true? Because I wondered the same thing, but I have documented proof for you, which I'll show you in just a minute. Now, I could tell you stories about all of the people that have been generating leads online, about 2.5 million leads, and how some of them have grown into the highest paid marketers online. But you know what? It really isn't about the leads that they have generated. It's not about the money that they have made, and it's not about the successful businesses that they have built. No, this is about you. It's about your business and your bank account. It's about how you can generate leads, how customers will come to you to purchase your products, how you can have an endless supply of customers so that you can make more money in your business. Imagine just for a minute what it would feel like to be able to understand real marketing and generate your own laser-targeted leads online to the tune of 5 to 10 per day. To be able to build a profitable long-term business, have time to travel, have the freedom to spend with your family because you took control of your business and learned how to market. So here's what we're going to talk about today. You're going to learn the simple 3 steps to cold market prospecting on Facebook, how you can quickly and easily turn your cold market warm, even if you're brand new, how to build your unique brand, how to attract your ideal customer, and the number one tool that you should be using to recruit on Facebook. So there are 3 steps to prospecting on Facebook. First step is to build your audience, and then you need to engage with your audience so that you can promote to your audience. And why Facebook? Well, Facebook is easy to use. You can reach millions of people through Facebook. It's visual. You can build communities, business from your phone. Facebook is a powerful marketing tool. It has over 1.8 billion active users. The average Facebook user has 130 friends. They say that everyone on Facebook is connected by an average of 57 degrees. Facebook Messenger and WhatsApp handle 60 billion messages a day, and Facebook adds 500,000 new users every day. But keep in mind, Facebook is an extension of who you are. It's a platform to cultivate relationships. It's a place to engage in conversations and a place to share experience, which makes it a powerful tool for building your long-term business success. So why your brand? Well, a well-defined brand attracts people to join you. Your personal brand is a valuable element of marketing, and your brand makes people interested to find out more about your business, which shortens the lead generation process. So when you're using Facebook to prospect, you have to keep in mind that first impressions are very important. And so your Facebook profile and your Facebook timeline, that's your first impression. That's the first thing people are going to see about you. So the big mistake that most marketers make when they come to Facebook is all they do is promote. They promote, 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 promote. We call that leading with your wallet. Why is that a mistake? Well, like we said before, Facebook is a social platform. People come to Facebook to connect, share, entertain, and be entertained. They don't come to Facebook to be sold. And Facebook wants its users to contribute value and to connect with people. So the key to building your business on Facebook is making connections, growing your network, building relationships, and then nurturing those relationships. So how do you build your audience on Facebook? Well, you keep the focus on making connections. You create curiosity. You be positive and inspiring. You be helpful and you provide solutions. You attract people, you don't chase them. And you use video and photos. You are what makes your business different from the thousands of other reps out there, which is why you want to create your own brand. It helps you form a bond with your prospect, a bond so strong that they choose you first. So instead of thinking about the company, they're turning to you personally. When you have a brand that works, people are attracted to you. So when you're thinking about your brand, there's a couple questions you want to answer. Who am I? What do I stand for? Who do I serve? And how will I serve them? And all of this is part of that first impression you're going to make with your Facebook profile. When you're out there connecting with people, the first thing they're going to take a look at is they're going to look at your profile. And so these are the questions you want to have answered on your profile so that people know who you are, what you stand for, and what they're going to get from you. You build an audience by providing value. So you don't post about your products with links to websites. For one thing, anytime you add a link, Facebook doesn't like that. It diminishes the amount of times Facebook is going to show that to people, even your friends. You don't want to spam your feed with company news because nobody likes commercials. We're actually, we've become numbed to commercials. We don't have to watch commercials anymore. We have DVRs and Netflix and Hulu and Amazon. So we don't have to watch commercials. So we just naturally tune them out. So when you're spamming your feed with your company news or your products or before and after pictures, people they're just tuning it out. They're not paying attention. There's no engagement on your posts. And if there's no engagement, Facebook's not going to show it to people. You also build an audience by not being negative, pushy, or controversial. Nobody likes a negative Nelly. And never, ever try to convince anyone. So just a couple of tips to set up your profile, set up that first impression for you. You want to have an elegant and professional profile. You want to be your own brand. You want your personality to be what makes your brand unique. If you be yourself, if you just be yourself, you will draw people to you. Be consistent in your online marketing, be optimistic yet realistic, and build a network, because this is going to help you spread the word about your brand and your business. There's 3 steps to building a brand that will drive customers to you. And I asked you to answer a couple of questions in one of the emails I sent out. I wanted to just figure out, to answer the question, who is your target customer? Who are the leaders in your niche? And who is your competition? And when we go to Facebook, I'm going to show you why that's relevant. But a couple of the things that really help to attract customers to you is identifying what your ideal customers' needs are. What is it that they're really looking for? And then become a person of value to them and a trusted advisor. Begin providing solutions to them. And a lot of times those solutions can be in the form of your product or your services. But you have to know who your target audience is. You have to know who you're targeting, who your ideal customer is, because if you aren't getting the right message to the right person, it just doesn't matter. It's not being heard. It's not having any impact. Targeting everyone is actually targeting no one. So you need to know who they are. Where do they live? Are they male or female? What do they work for? What are their interests? How much money do they make? What are their buying interests? Who do they follow? What pages do they like? What groups are they in? And all of these are things that you can use on Facebook to search for customers. If you have the answers to these questions, and I'm going to show you how you can do that. Identifying what your prospect needs will deepen your communication, because it's going to show you how you can provide assistance to them through your company products or services. So how you can solve their problems with your products or services. It allows you to emotionally connect with your prospect. And as people, we often make our buying decisions based on emotions. And generally it's based on one of 2 emotions. We're either running away from pain or we're running towards pleasure. So if you can use your products or services to solve the pains and struggles of someone, you've got a customer for life. The common mistake most marketers make is that they discuss their offer, their products, or their company business opportunity without first developing a connection with the person, and without first identifying what, if anything, that person needs. What are their struggles? What are they looking for? What do they want? What are their desires? You can't solve problems if you don't ask those questions. So this is attraction marketing. That's what this is. And attraction marketing is a systematic approach to deliver valuable content to a targeted audience for the purpose of building trust and credibility. The primary goal of attraction marketing is to naturally draw people into your business. You will naturally draw people to you. So how do you attract your ideal customers? Well, you be confident, you smile, make them laugh, but also be vulnerable. Be you, be authentic, be you. Be respectful, stay positive even through the tough times. Try to always look on the bright side, because again, nobody likes a negative Nelly. And you do what we call edutain. You educate and you entertain them. And most important, you've got to be consistent. You've got to show up to go up. So building rapport and nurturing relationships does take time, but you can speed up the process by becoming a person of value. So, and you do that by knowing what your customers' needs are, by understanding what their problems are, by seeking the knowledge and skills to increase your value, if you show people that you're a valuable resource, you will automatically attract people to join you because people like to follow leaders who have proven their worth. So provide solutions. Find out what your customers' pains and struggles are and then provide a solution to that. Ask specific questions to help you identify what those problems, struggles, pains are. And then you can use your company, your products, and or your services as solutions to those wants, needs, pains, struggles, if it's appropriate. And you build trust and credibility by providing value to your audience. And there are many ways you can do this. You don't have to create your own content. You can hold an online, just a Q&A session where you just let people ask questions and you answer them. You can provide some sort of free training for your niche. So depending on whether that is skincare, anti-aging skincare, you can talk about, the right way to cleanse your face or why it's important to wash your face at night or take your makeup off. If it's travel, you could provide a training on how to pack for 2 weeks in one suitcase or something. Health and wellness recipes, right? Or exercises, or let's see, what other niches do we have? You can also share articles and videos that are relevant to the concerns your customers might have. Now, if you have your own videos, that's great. But even if you don't, remember I asked you to identify who the leaders are in your niche? You can share content that they have. Chances are, if they're a leader, they've got a blog, they're making videos, they're creating content that's relevant to your customers' needs and concerns. And you can share that content. And you can create your own. There's lots of different content you can create for your audience. This is just an example of some of them. Facebook Lives. Many of you are probably already doing Facebook Lives, and that's great. That is one of the best ways to engage with your audience. Recorded video, any type of video is going to help you build that rapport, that likability, nurture that relationship. It's going to do it faster than anything else. Blogging, if you have a blog. You can create what we call freemiums, and I'm going to give you some examples, I think, on the next slide. But they're just giveaways. You can email, if you're building an email list, you can email your audience with some tips and tricks. Articles, newsletters, again, you can provide trainings. So some examples of some things you can give away. Ebooks are very popular, and it doesn't have to be it doesn't have to be long. As a matter of fact, shorter is better. People love short, they love quick, they love checklists, and they love cheat sheets. And videos, of course, you can give away a video. So the key here with prospecting on Facebook is you want to create curiosity. Because remember, Facebook is not a selling platform, it's a social platform. So follow the 90-10 rule. Again, your timeline is your first impression. So you want to make sure that your timeline is set up to attract the right people to you. So no more than 10% of your post should be about your business. And when you when you post about your business, do it in a way that you create curiosity. Share stories while creating curiosity. People love stories. Share a win. Put a smile on your audience's face. All right, so now you've proven yourself to be a valued and trusted advisor. So you've become insanely attractive to your ideal customers. You've identified their needs. You've become a person of value and trusted advisor because you're providing relevant content. You're teaching and providing solutions for the needs that you've identified. Now you can make them an offer that they can't refuse. So after you've built a relationship with your prospects and they have developed the know, like, and trust factor with you, you can get down to business. The key to having prospects spend money is to offer them something they can't refuse. We all love a great deal, right? A bargain. So give away a how-to video or a how-to PDF when someone makes a purchase from you. how to, if you're in makeup, you know, how to contour, how to do the perfect smoky eye. If you're in travel, how to, you know, make it through security fast or something. Offer a 30-day money back guarantee, even if your company doesn't offer it. You can offer one yourself. If you believe in your products, then, you know, you don't have anything to lose by doing this. And, you know, if somebody does want their money back guarantee, now you have a sample that you can use. And you can offer free trainings. All right, so I think I'm going to come back to this. I think we're going to head over to Facebook right now, and I'm going to show you a couple things, how to make some connections. And let me find my, okay. So this is my Facebook profile, and I just want to point out a couple things before we move on. Remember, this is your first impression. This is what anybody that you're making connections with, that you're going to build relationships with, they're going to come and they're going to take a look at your profile. So a couple of things that I want to point out to make sure that you have in place. You want to have a profile picture where it actually shows your face, so they know that you are a real person, because I don't know about you, but I've run into a lot of fake profiles. And I'm certainly not going to talk to anybody if they don't have a picture and I can't tell who they are. So it's really important to have a picture of you with your face that people can see. Have a cover photo that in some way represents you, what you believe in, what you stand for. It could be your family, your pets, I mean, whatever, just something that's representative of you. And we want to make sure that you complete this intro section, have some kind of saying in there, some kind of sentence or a couple sentences that, again, just tells people what you believe in, who you are, what you represent. Make sure that you've completed the about section here. And you'll notice on mine says entrepreneur, and I have a Facebook business page. So if you have a business page or a fan page, whatever you want to call it, connect that to your profile. So you make it your place of business and you connect it. That way anybody can go from your Facebook profile to your business page. Okay. Then there's this section right here. These are featured photos. And you can edit these. You can actually pick what you want to show up there. And they stay there. They're there all the time. So you would just click this little pencil here and edit, and then you can go ahead and pick which photos you want to have featured there on the side. So again, think about setting that first impression and what you want people to see when they come to your profile. There's a couple other things. And all these things have to be in place before you can cold market prospect, because if they aren't, you're not going to be able to start a conversation with somebody. You're not going to be able to build a relationship with somebody, because they're going to want to know who it is that they're talking to. They're going to want to know, they stand for, whether it's worth having a conversation with you. So these are all important things to have in place first. We're going to come down here to settings. And there's a couple things here I want to show you. A couple other things, if you haven't done so already, set a username. You can edit this and you can pick a username so that it's easy to find you. Something that has your name, that represents you, something that you're using throughout, like if you have a website or on other social media platforms, so that you're connected. So everything's connected, everything's the same. That's the same goes for your profile picture here. You want to use the same picture. If you're using other social media platforms, you want to use the same picture across all social media platforms. We often need to see things like it's 5 to 7 different times before we actually act on them. So people could be seeing your face on other social media platforms, and you want them to be able to recognize that, to be able to put that together, even if they don't, they don't know that they're putting it together. Subconsciously, they're putting it together that, oh, okay, wait, that face looks familiar. I've seen it somewhere. So use the same profile picture on your website, on your blog, on all the social media platforms. And then let's go over here to privacy. Now, I know I get a lot of people that don't really want to do this, and it's, you know, it's up to you. I can just tell you what I do and why it works. You have to make the decision about what you're going to do. But my profile is public. I'm using my profile for business. This is my business. This is how I market my business. So I want people to be able to come and see what I'm about, to see my post, to see what I'm doing. I want them to be able to see my Facebook Lives. If I have a really engaging post, go to more and more people. If my profile is public, they're going to even show it to people that aren't my friends. If it's really engaging, they'll just keep expanding the reach and keep expanding the reach. But if your profile is set to private, that can't happen. They can only show it to the people that you've limited it to. So I definitely recommend that you have your profile set to public. Now, having said that, if there are things that you post on your timeline that you don't want everybody else to see, you know that you can change that, right? You can change the settings for every post right here. So if I post something that I only want my friends to see, only want my family to see, I can change the setting here. Also, the other thing I do is I keep, let's see if it'll show you all of them. So you can also create a custom one. I use lists, and some of these lists, Facebook actually makes what they call smart lists. So some of these are lists that Facebook makes themselves by, they do it kind of by your town and the school you went to and different things like that. But then I set up my own. And so I work, whoops. I work with realtors and I work with network marketers. And so when I'm adding friends, I'm putting them into these lists. And then what I can do is if I have a post that I just is really specifically for realtors, I don't need everybody else to see. When I'm doing that post, I can set it just for realtors and they'll be the only ones that'll be able to see it. So just like you can make your post private so that only your family or friends see it, you can do the same thing about specifying which list that you have sees it. Let me go back up to public. The other day I I don't know how, but somehow my post got set to friends, and I'm doing all these Facebook Lives and thinking nobody's watching. Why isn't anybody watching? Because I was set on just friends. And see, when you're public, man, Facebook will show that Facebook Live to as many people as they can. So that's another good reason to be public. Let me see if there's anything else. So who can send you friend requests? You want everybody to be able to send you friend requests. You want people to be able to look you up. If they have your email address, you want people to be able to find you. You want people, if they have your phone number, to be able to find you. If this is your business, if you're using your Facebook profile for your business, you want to make sure that all these things are set up so that people can find you. And you want search engines outside of Facebook to link to your profile so people can find you that way. People can do a search on Google and your Facebook profile will show up. So you want to make sure that you have all those things set up. Now, we talked about how important your timeline is for your first impression. So you want to control what's being put on your timeline, right? You don't want to just anybody, because I don't know, have you ever had somebody post a pornography video on your timeline? Because I have. I have. And if you don't know it and you don't catch it, it's like on there all day long, right? So now my timeline is set so that I am the only one that can post on it. So that doesn't happen. And I have to review anytime I'm tagged in a post. I have to review it before it will appear on my timeline, because I don't know about you, but I get tagged in posts all the time from people that are promoting their business, even though I have nothing to do with their business. So I make sure that I have to approve it, and then I make sure that the posts that I'm being tagged in, only I can see them. Now I can go ahead and change that later if I want to, if I want everybody to see it, but at least I know if something gets through and something gets on my timeline, if something gets through and somebody tags me on something, I'm going to be the only one that sees it. So I'm not tagged in some of those porno videos. Okay, and then review tags on my posts. Again, when you're tagged, only me. So Those are just some housekeeping things. Okay, let's see. We want to go to public posts. So you know you're limited on the amount of Facebook friends that you can have, right? 5,000 is the max. But you can, if you have a public profile, you can have this set to public so that anybody can follow you. So if they go to send you a friend request and you have reached your limit, they're now following you. And the great thing about that is that they're going to see your public posts. So it's like they're your friend, but they're not. They still see everything you post. Facebook's still going to show them things. They're going to tell them when you're going live on a video. So you want to make sure that you've activated that follow button. And I'm going to show you actually how we're going to use that to connect with people. So there's that. Let me think. What else do I want? So who can contact you? Who can look you up? Search engines. Who can add things to my timelines? Okay. I think that might be it. We got the link to the business page, create featured photos. Okay, I think that's it. All right, so let's come back over here. All right, so let's say those 3 questions I asked you to answer. Who's your target customer? Who are the leaders? Who is the competition? So let's just take health and wellness. We'll take health and wellness. Endless expressions. What is endless expressions, Nancy? So let's say you're in health and wellness and you're weight loss. Let's say weight loss. We'll do a little search in here in weight loss. So you've probably searched like this before, right? And you know, you can search by people, videos, pages, and groups. So one of the things I do when I'm looking for people to connect with is I will look at pages that have a lot of likes, okay? And if I were in weight loss, I would probably, I'm going to right click and open this link up in another tab. We're going to come back here. So I would come to some of these pages. And if you know who, in your niche, if you know who the leaders are, you can go to those leaders pages too also. There's lots of different, I'm going to show you a couple different ways you can do this. But basically what I do when I'm in here is I am looking for a couple of things. I'm looking for posts, comments that I can like and respond to, because, you know, whenever somebody likes your post or comments on your post, replies to your post, you get a little notification, right? It's usually toilet rolls. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. That's pretty cool. Okay, so who said that? Who would have thought is in a workout? I know, right? Now this person is going to get a notification that I commented. Oh, and look, they have their follow button active. So the other thing I would do is I would follow this person. So they're going to get a notification that 1, I commented on their post, and 2, I followed them. So what do you think they're going to do? They're going to come look at my page, right? They're going to come see that first impression. They're going to come over to my page and see if I post anything that looks like it would be interesting to them. See if I'm a real person, see what I'm about. And with my profile, most people go, wow, you've got some pretty cool stuff on there. I want to be your friend. And so then they send me a friend request. So that is one way to connect with people, to find customers, okay? Then what I would do is start a conversation with them, you know, ask them what they do. I'm not really going to go into a lot of scripts. I don't really believe in scripts, but the idea here is to take the conversation to Messenger, have a conversation with that person, you know, find out as much as you can about that person. The other thing I would do on this person is I'm going to right click and open him in another profile. Now he's managing director at Healthy Social. I have no idea what that is. So I would probably ask him, say, hey, I saw your post on weight loss motivation. Tell me, what is healthy social? I've never heard of that. I don't know what that is. And then I'd let them tell me, because people love to talk about themselves and they love to talk about what they're doing. So he's obviously into some kind of health and wellness. So I would see. So that's one way to connect with people, using business pages. So one other thing I wanted to show you is that when you do a search, this menu pops up over here on the left. And if somebody sends you a friend request, or if somebody comments on one of your things, one of your posts, and you go to look at it, if you have friends in common, don't you feel like you have somebody that way? I mean, aren't you probably, I know I am more likely to send a friend request or accept a friend request from someone that I have friends in common with. So when you're doing searches, you can, well, first let's do it by location. So if I don't live in Fountain Valley anymore, but I did before. So let's say you wanted to target a location when you're doing this search. You can pick a location. And so you can, again, come in here, and all these people did weight loss search for some reason. And you can see if you have any connections with that. Some of them, like I have one connection with her, but she doesn't have a follow button. But you can go through here, and if you lived in Fountain Valley, these would probably be people in your area. So you can go through and see if there's people you can comment on their posts. You can make a connection with them in some way. They're going to see that you're in the same city. And so again, that's kind of, it's like an icebreaker, right? It's an icebreaker when you're in the same location. You can also search by high schools, right? Because it's an icebreaker if you went to the same high school, or if you went to the, that's how you found me, Kim, really. It's an icebreaker if you went to the same college. So you can search by just all that information, all that contact stuff, all the demographics, all those questions I told you that you want to know about your target market. The reason it's important to know is because you can do a search by that. And if you can find some kind of a connection, just some kind of a connection, if it's a friend of a friend, if you're from the same town, if you grew up in the same place, if you went to the same high school, it's like that. It's like an instant connection, and you kind of open up a little bit more, right? You're more likely to start a conversation with somebody like that, or to reply to a conversation, or to send a friend request. So searching by all those things kind of gives you an in with somebody, I guess. The other thing you can do is you can search, like if I want to search weight loss, I can search weight loss by friends of friends. Now what it's going to do is any post from not just from people that I'm not necessarily connected with, but they're connected with friends of mine. And so again, the same thing. It's like you've got an instant connection with that person. So that's a couple ways. And then if you know leaders, like if I were in health and wellness, let me think, Jillian Michaels, right? She's Jillian Michaels. She's in people that are in, that would be to me though, I think Jillian Michaels would be, I don't know, I feel like there's different tribes of health and wellness, I guess. This one might be a more hardcore tribe, but still, she's got like over 3 million fans. So this is a great place to look. Okay. So again, we're going to find a post. Oh, she's at the Special Olympics. That is so cool. And this time what I'm going to do is we're going to go to all the emoticons here, the people that liked, loved, whatever. And we're going to right click on this and open this up in a new link. So this is going to show me everyone that either liked, loved, to any post. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to open up some more. I'm going to look for someone that I have at least one connection with. So like I don't know who this person is, but I have one mutual friend with her. And so again, I would look to see if she has a follow button, and she doesn't. So I would probably keep right on going. Oh, look, I have 23 friends in common with this one, but she doesn't have that follow button. So I would do this for a little while. And if I didn't find anybody I was connected with that had a follow button, then I would go back through and just see who has a follow button. I was really hoping I'd find at least one person, because this usually works really well. But I might not have anything. So I would just see, if you hover over them, it's going to show you whether or not they have okay, like this person, has a follow button. So I might right click on her and open her up in a different tab and take a look at her profile and see if there's anything I can connect with her. She's a gym lover. I'm a fitness instructor, so we could probably connect on that. So I could follow her, although her posts are not, they're all private, they're not public. It's nice if you can follow somebody and then comment on something on their page, because they're going to notice that. She doesn't really have that feature set up. But that's just another way to find and connect with people, okay? You can go to a post on a leader's page. You can go through the comments like I did on the other page and find somebody's comment that you can reply to, respond to, or comment on. Be authentic, be real, right? Don't be weird, and don't lie. Whatever you do, you want to make sure that your comments are, really what you think and believe. You want to be authentic. So you could go through and do that on her page. So that's how I use business pages to find people. I'm going to show you how. I'm going to go back to weight loss here. Other thing that I can do. So once you put in your search up here, and this can be travel, this could be what is it, Nancy? You're in clothing, beauty, gifts, food, and more. So, so you could do the same thing with beauty. You could put beauty in. It would be helpful to know who the leaders are in your niche, Nancy. Or the other thing that's really helpful to know is who is your competition, because you can go and take a look at what your competition is doing too. But so now we're going to do, we've done pages. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to sort this by groups. So here are all these weight loss groups. Now you can go and join them if you want to. I'm really not interested in doing that though. But what I am going to do is take one of these, usually the ones with the lower number. I try to stay under 5,000. They're generally more active. Although this has 140 active posts, so that's really pretty good. We'll take this one. I'm going to right click and just open it up in a different tab. So what I would do is, I am not a member of this group, but what I would do is I would open up and see who the members are. Because first it's going to show me people that I'm friends with. And then it's going to show me people that I'm not. So I am not friends with this person right here, Brittany. But she has a follow button, and we have 158 mutual friends. So it would probably be worth opening up her profile, going in there and commenting on a couple of things on her page, and then following her, because chances are she's going to, one, either follow me back, or she's going to send me a friend request. Either way, it's a conversation starter. I don't really care if people send me a friend request or they follow me, because whatever they do, I send them a message. If you follow me, I send you a message saying, thank you so much for connecting with me. I'll either say, what inspired you to reach out to me? Or if I see that they have a business, I'll say, how long have you been doing your business? Or if I see that we have something else in common, I'll say, oh, I see we have friends in common. Tell me, what is it you do? But whether they send me a friend request or they follow me, either way, I do the same thing. I start a conversation, because it's all about making connections, growing your network, building relationships with. So here's another one. We have 63 friends in common. She has a follow button. I have no idea who she is. Let's open her up and see. This is how I meet people. This is how I went from 2,000 friends to 5,000 in about 4 months. Is doing this, just doing this every day and consistently every day, making connections. I would go through, I would find something on her timeline here that I could comment on. That's pretty cute. I'd like some of her pictures. I'd find something to comment on. Oh my gosh, have you guys seen these moms? These ladies are so funny. Have you ever seen any of their videos? Oh my gosh, they crack me up. So I might comment on that. Love these ladies. And then follow her. And you know what? She's either going to follow me back or she's going to send me a friend request. So that's a little bit of how you can connect with people. Let me see. What else do I want to show you guys? I'm going to close this up. Looking at my notes here. See if I showed you everything I wanted to show you. So if you have your follow button activated, you could literally have, I mean, you could have thousands of people. I don't think there's a limit on how many people can follow you. So that's why it's really important to have that activated, because then people can follow you and they're still going to see your posts, and Facebook's still going to show your Facebook Lives and your posts and updates and everything to your followers as well as your friends. So it just increases your reach. And as long as you're sharing value, as long as you have a public profile, as long as you're not spamming your own timeline with your business, as long as you're being consistent, as long as you're being real, then your interactions, your engagement, I mean, everything is just going to increase. It's just going to grow exponentially. So that's why all those things are important. All right, let me go back to, let's see here. So I told you when somebody sends me a friend request or they follow me, I send them a message and say thank you, and find something. I look at their timeline, I find something that I can comment on and start a conversation. And every time I send a message, I always end with a question, because that keeps the conversation going. So you want to always make sure that you reply to comments. If anybody comments on your timeline, right? You message them, tell them. It's like if you, if somebody you're not connected to comments on your page, you can send them a message, start a conversation with them, comment on their comment that you're sending them a message, because if you're not connected, you know, it goes into that other folder. Introduce yourself, ask questions. That's how you find out what people's pains and struggles are so that you can help them. And eventually, the idea is to take someone from Messenger and move them either to the phone or to a video chat. Or I've found that calling people on Facebook Messenger really helps. It's like less intimidating. People don't necessarily want to give out their phone number, but they don't mind chatting with me on Facebook Messenger. So that works really good. And you can do it with or without the video. So I know sometimes I call people on Facebook Messenger and it's like really late at night and they're like, oh my God, you're not going to turn the video on, are you? No. We can just talk. So if you want to grow your business, if you want to grow your network, if you want to expand, you should make this a habit to do this every day. Make 3 connections every day, 3 brand new connections. Connect with 3 people. I actually, depending on how much time you have and how fast you want your business to grow, I set my sights on 10 to 20 new connections a day when I was growing my network. So, but whatever you have time for, because it does take time to have those conversations, but at least 3 connections every day. And then 3 new reach outs. And what I mean by that is reach out to 3 people that you have not connected with in a while, that you haven't talked to, that you haven't chatted with. Find 3 people that you are friends with, but you haven't talked to in a long time, and start a conversation. And here's what happens. Every time you message somebody or they message you, that tells Facebook that you guys are connected. It tells Facebook that you guys have some kind of relationship. And so Facebook starts showing your posts to them. You'll notice if you look at your your newsfeed, their stuff is going to show up in your newsfeed, and your stuff is going to show up in their newsfeed. So that's the power of Messenger. Facebook Messenger should be your #1 tool, because it just helps you build those relationships. It helps with that Facebook algorithm to get your posts seen by more people. It's a way to communicate with people that's a little less intimidating than them giving you your phone number. So 3 connections, 3 new reach outs, and then 3 compliments. That was the other thing I was going to show you guys. Okay, let me go back to my Facebook timeline here. Okay, so if you use lists on your timeline, you can sort your timeline by these lists. So if I want to just see the realtors on my list, what this will do is this is just going to show me people that are in real estate, what they've been posting. And so now what I can do is I can go down and I can like, and I can comment, and I can interact that are on my real estate list. So instead of, it changes my timeline. So that's the only people I see. Now I don't see family or friends. So I can spend 15, 20 minutes just going through and interacting with people on this list. Because again, every time you engage with somebody, every time you engage with their post, that shows Facebook you're connected. And now they start showing, if they haven't been showing your post to them, they will. So using these lists and then going through and connecting with people and commenting and liking, excuse me, that falls under the category of 3 compliments. So by 3 compliments, likes, comments, shares on other people's posts, brings you to their attention. It brings you to Facebook's attention. And then 3 follow-ups. Follow up with 3 people that you had made connections with, that you had sent them some information about your products, that you've talked to about it, that you sent them a video that, you know, they said they weren't interested right now, but, you know, you can always come back later and start a conversation with them again. So 3 by 3, 3 connections, 3 new reach outs, 3 compliments, 3 follow-ups every day to build your network. You want to grow your network? Shoot for 30 new friends a month. I was shooting for 10 new friends a day when I was trying to grow it. And the power of having a huge network is that when you do post something, just that many more people see it. And so you get that much more engagement on it. And then Facebook shows it to that many more people. That's why it's so important to grow that network. When you're prospecting on Facebook, though, it is so easy to get sucked into the Facebook vortex. So a couple things you can do. Set time aside during the day, whatever time you have. Everybody's different. Your schedules are different, but whatever time you have to set that time aside to identify and connect with people. Set a timer so that you know during that time, whatever time you're allowing for yourself, if it's 30 minutes, if it's 10 minutes, if 15 minutes, you know that till that timer goes off, all you're doing is connecting with people, or all you're doing is messaging people. You know, you're not scrolling through your own timeline or looking at videos or whatever. That'll help keep you on track. Shoot for 3 to 5 conversations a day. Message anyone that likes, comments, or shares any of your posts and thank them. Don't be weird. Don't say, do you want to buy my product, because they like, commented, or shared, but thank them. Create a following and nurture it. Be sincere and lead with value. Come from a place of service, not greed, and post with a purpose. And that will help you create a community. Engage with your audience, build that know, like, and trust factor. Be consistent. All right, so have you gotten value so far? Has this been valuable? Before we get to the Q&A, how many of you might be wondering how you can make things happen for you inside of your business right away? I'm going over my time limit here. I better hurry up. Here's the thing. I can't possibly cover everything inside of a 60-minute training. There were actually more things I wanted to show you, but we are at the 60-minute mark. So there are always two ways you can do anything. You can go off by yourself, which will probably take you a lot longer and it'll be more frustrating. Lock arms with somebody who's already proven to make it work inside of their business. And you don't have to figure all this out by yourself. If you're cool with it, I'd like to share with you a couple things that I'm doing so that if you want to leverage social media and have more prospects find you, so you can build your own list of red hot prospects who know, like, and trust you so that you can sell more of anything to them, who will then become repeat customers and buy anything you have to sell so that you can make more money, all while never leaving your home or having to bother family and friends. So that you can focus on doing the things you love, like spending time with your family and your friends. Then this is specifically for you. About a week ago, I think we finished our Facebook Marketing Academy. It was a 4-week Facebook Marketing Academy. And we had, I think, 150 people in it. It was crazy. It was great. The people that, this is the kind of thing we did. You know, we took and we opened up our computers. We showed people what we were doing. We showed them how we post, what we post, how we get engagement, how to set up structure their Facebook Lives, how to structure their timeline. And the people that did it, sorry, I had to take a drink of water. We have early spring here. My allergies are going crazy. We had people getting leads their very first week. We had people 2 weeks in that got like 100 leads. It was just crazy. So we are going to be opening this up again sometime in the next couple of weeks. I don't have the date yet, but if you're at all interested in this, send me a message and let me know so that I can be sure and keep you on the list and let you know when it's coming. But my goal is I want to help as many people as I can. So I have a special offer for the first 10 action takers. But here's the thing. In order for me to mentor you and share with you the exact process that I use to build my business online, you're going to need the same tools that I use. The same strategies that I've used to generate over 700 leads off one social media post. Over 700 people raising my hand saying, I want it. Yes, I want it. If you help enough people get what you want, then you help enough people get what they want, then you get what you want. Like making it onto your company's leaderboards. There's always a slow way and a fast way to build your business online. And free is always the most expensive because it costs you one way or another. It costs you in money or it costs you in your time. And which one of those is more valuable to you? But what if, I know time is of the essence for you, and you're probably wondering how much time is this going to take? But what if there was a system that could literally shave years off your learning curve? A system with all the tools that you need to build your business online. The same system that I use to generate over 1,500 leads in 1 week and sign up 2 new people into my business on autopilot. 2 people I didn't even talk to on autopilot. But you know what's even better than that? One of my newest team members implemented the same strategies I use and signed up 2 people into her business in her first couple weeks. One of my other brand new teammates generated over 100 leads in 24 hours for her business, using the same strategies and the same tools. And like I said, our newest members started generating leads for their business in their first week. Here's what you get with this system and the tools. You get a community and weekly trainings, weekly live trainings with 6- and 7-figure earners to get you more exposure and more eyeballs on your business from prospects who are ready to work with you. Daily motivation and mindset. We have morning wake-up calls, and you'll have 24-hour access to a private Facebook community, the same Facebook community that has 6- and 7-figure earners in it, like Ray Higdon and Diane Hockman. Every business owner, if you're looking to market your business online, you need the training and you need the tools that we just talked about. So what is it worth to you? What this can do for you is literally shave years off your learning curve, and you will compress time so that you can spend more time with your family doing what you love to do. Would it be worth $10 to test it out today if you could get 3 to 5 new leads for your business every day? $10 to test drive the entire system. You are obviously shaking your head up and down right now because the answer is a resounding yes, yes, yes. Yes for you and yes for your family. So here's my bonuses for you. If you sign up today and take that 10-day trial, I have a welcome video script that you can use to invite people either to like your page, or if you have, you can put it on your Facebook profile. I have a Facebook page optimization checklist. I have a cheat sheet. I have a daily method of operation and a getting started steps to fire your boss PDF. But here's the thing. I'm only looking to work with people that want to work with me. I don't pressure people. I don't convince people. I don't try to hard close people. I only want to work with people that want to work with me. So is that you? It's time to make a decision. You're ready to say yes. All you have to do is go to lisaemery.com/6 figures. I want to thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you got a lot of value from this training, and I am really looking forward to working with you. You can contact me you can email me at lisa@lisaemery.com. You can text me at 530-710-8970. You can private message me on Facebook, or you can go to lisaemery.com/6 figures. Thank you again for joining me today. I hope that you got a lot of value from this, and I will see you on the next training. Oh, there you are.